Namaste. I'm going to read Volume 4, Book 5, UmaSamhita, Chapter 41, The Attainment of the Seven Hunters in the Shiva Puran. Hari Om Tat Sat. Sanat Kumara said, O foremost among the performers of penance, the Pitris in the heaven are 7 in number. 4 of them are embodied and 3 bodiless. The primordial groups of gods, Brahmins and others, worship them. With the power of their yoga, they strengthen and gladden Soma. Hence people shall offer shraddhas, especially to the yogins. A silver vessel or a vessel with silver, when offered with swadha, delights the Pitris. When the sun is in the northern transit, he shall make offerings in the fire or in its absence in water. He shall appropriate fire god Soma or Yama. Those who delight the Pitris with devotion are delighted by Pitris. The Pitris bestow nourishment, offspring, heaven, health and other desired objects. O sage, the rights of Pitris are better than the rights of the gods. O Brahmin sage, since you are a devotee of the Pitris, you shall be free from old age and death. O sage, the goal attained by devotion to the Pitris is not attained by the practices of yoga. O great sage, so devotion to the Pitris shall be pursued with care. Markandeya said, after saying thus and immediately bestowing the vision of perfect knowledge, the Lord of the gods disappeared. O Bhishma, listen again formally. Even after learning the code of yoga, the Brahmin sons of Bharadvaja were degraded due to their evil course. Their names, which indicate their activities, are Vagdusta, defiled in speech, Krodhana, angry, Himsara, violent, Pisuna, backbiter, Kavi, poet, Swasvrasa, self-creating, and Pitrivartin, worshipping the Pitris. O dear, the sons of Kausika became the disciples of Garga. When their father had expired, they went in exile. At the instance of their preceptor, they looked after his cow and her calf. All of them were unjust in their actions. O descendant of Bharata, once in their course of wandering in the forest, they were oppressed by hunger. They had the cruel intention of injuring the cow then. Kavi and Swasvrasa forbade them do so. But they could not be prevented from that act. The Brahmin, Pitrivartin, who performed Shraddha every day with devotion to the Pitris, spoke to them angrily. If it is not possible to stop this, do it with the Pitris in view. Perform the Shraddha, ye all cautiously. If performed thus, the cow will attain piety undoubtedly. By worshipping Pitris, we shall not be affected by sin. O descendant of Bharata, on being advised thus, they all sprinkled the cow with sacred water, dedicated it to the Pitris, and used it as their food. After eating the cow, they said to the preceptor, saying, the cow is killed by a tiger, let the calf be accepted. The sage accepted the calf with great distress. The killers of the cow became sinful by their false reverence and service. O dear, in due course, when their term of life expired, the 7 brothers passed away. They were reborn as the sons of a hunter as a result of their cruelty, violence, being ignoble towards the preceptor, and their overindulgence in fierce violence. They were reborn in the country of Dasarnas. They were strong, intelligent, and experts in piety. They were engaged in the practice of sacred rites. They were free from the delusion of hunting animals. On the beautiful mountain Kalanjara, they passed their time with distress, recollecting the event of their death. The forest roamers became forebearers, free from dvandvas and averse to taking gifts. The hunters perform auspicious rites and holy deeds, disassociating themselves from the wicked. They had the power of the memory of the previous birth. Whatever sacred rites they had heard in the preceptor's hermitage in the previous births were retained in their minds. So also the goal of non-return to this world. They performed their penance, had their food, and finally cast off their lives on that mountain. O descendant of Bharata, O king, the different places where they fell dead are still seen in the same manner on the Mount Kalanjara. Thanks to their activities, neither auspicious nor inauspicious, they were reborn in a life neither auspicious nor inauspicious. On an island in an auspicious spot, the 7 became aquatic birds. They were reborn as Chakravaka birds. In a life that is neither auspicious nor inauspicious, they abandoned the contact with their mates. They were like sages practicing sacred rites, free from associations and egoistic feelings. They remained calm. They did not accept gifts. They were free from dvandvas. They were birds only in name. They were holy bachelors, delighted in renunciation. They were birds practicing sacred rites. They could remember their previous births. They grew old even as they were bachelors. They remained together, free from aberrations, and performed good rites. When they were born as Brahmins, they acted falsely to their preceptor. Still, in their birth as birds, they attained knowledge as a result of the Shraddha they had performed. They had performed the Shraddha for the Pitris with due rituals. They retained memory of previous noble birth. The knowledge of Brahma practiced by the ancients or found in the preceptor's families stands as of yore even today. One shall practice that knowledge therefore. They were of noble birth and were named Swatantra, Suyajna, Sumanas, Suvak, Sudha, and the 5th one, Chidra Dharsakha. While they were practicing sacred rites, an auspicious event happened there. O great sage, please listen to that. The prosperous king of Nipas, endowed with strength and accompanied by his harem, entered that forest. The Chakravaka Swatantra yearned much on seeing the happy king endowed with the glory of the kingdom pass along. I have become weary with the observance of fast and steady penance. If there is a merit accruing from penance or the observance of checks and restraints, let me become like him, the abode of fortune and bliss. Markandeya said. Then 2 of his comrades said, we shall be your ministers, your delighters and well-wishers. After saying, so be it, the yogic soul attained his goal. The 2 Chakravakas replied to him, after renouncing action by the yogic practices, why do you long for such a boon? Hence hear my statement. O dear, you will become a king in the excellent city of Kampilya. These 2 will be your ministers who will not go astray. The 3 did not speak about the kingdom to their 4 comrades. Being delighted, Sumana said again, when the curse is over, you will attain yoga, sarvasattva, suyajna, and swatantra too will attain yogic powers. Due to their favor, you will attain merit. You have sprinkled the cow and offered it to the Prithris. We shall acquire knowledge, which shall work as the means of yoga for all. This statement is bold and spirited and is quoted as a verse. After attaining human life, you will attain yoga. After saying this, the learned bird, Sumanas, became silent. Markandeya said, "Thus I have mentioned their story to you. What more do you wish to hear?" Footnotes. "44. The western Dasarna comprised the eastern Malwa, including the kingdom of Bhopal, which its capital as Vidisa, while the eastern Dharsana formed a part of Chhattisgarh district in the Madhya Pradesh. This is 46. Second. Sorry. Nipa signifies a land lying at the foot of a mountain, whether a particular locus is meant to be conveyed by this word is not clear. 47. Kampilya was the capital of South Panchala, identical with modern Kampil in the Farrukhabad district to the south of the Ganges. And here ends today's reading of the Shiva Puran. Hari Om Tat Sat.